everybody. Welcome back to Largest Issue in the Galaxy. Every issue in the galaxy from wanting to die to getting too high. I am your host, Riely, joined, of course, by a wacky cast of characters as usual. Demi Gloom.
Hey!
And that's the only co-host I'm here with. We got a special guest, folks. The one, the only, Twitter.com's finest, Younisthecat.
Hey guys. Thanks for having me here. Really.
Of course. Welcome to the show. You want to
Thank
tell
you.
the audience a little bit about yourself, who you are?
Well, sure. Okay, I'm Younisthecat. I live in Egypt actually. And I'm trying to have a little fun at getting at conservatives on Twitter.
Based.
and spreading a little bit of information and trying to clean the mess of people's stupidity in general on Twitter, and especially the conservatives types, either in the English-speaking Twitter or the Arabic-speaking Twitter, even though I'm not that active with Arabic content, because, okay, I will give conservatives that, it's not very safe, to put your thoughts out there in a country like Egypt. There is a little bit of limits. So, okay, I'm taking advantage of the freedom of the West so that I can express myself a little bit. So, okay, maybe they have something about it, but that doesn't mean that conservatism in the American context, or the Western context in general, is free or okay. How do I say it? They are not exempt of critique, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I think you got a pretty good mission there. Making fun of conservatives on Twitter it's a good time. I think we've all partaked a time or two.
All except for Mo Diggity, who is a conservative on Twitter.
No, he's not. He's a libertarian on Twitter.
Libertarians are fairly conservative, my friend.
Libertarians are conservatives who hate God. That's their whole stick.
Fair.
They're just not Christian, but they have the same talking point. They have the same cold and very disdain for human beings, actually, if you want to think about it. And they are actually also, deep inside, they are as self-righteous and hypocritical as conservatives are. So
he's not here, unfortunately, so he's not here to have the 1v1 conflict with you, but we do have a libertarian co-host who's usually on the show named Mo Diggity.
Okay, so he's the Adam Kokesh of the podcast.
No, he's not like Adam Kokesh.
Okay.
He's not like aggressively libertarian, but he does have a lot of libertarian
Mo Diggity
beliefs.
is much more liberal.
Yeah, okay. Liberals have their problems too, but I think that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, certainly. Well, first of all, we do have a couple things we have to do at the beginning of the show here before we get to our topics. First of all, we got to talk about who won last week. So let me pull up the polls for that. And while I'm doing that, Demi Gloom, how was your day?
You fucking asshole. Get the poll. We were chilling here going on Omegle for like 3 hours.
We were here for like an hour and I forgot to pull up the polls.
Yeah.
Tell them how your day was.
My day was pretty good. Good.
Put the fucking ukulele away.
My day was good. I had a good day. I had a pretty good day. Riely sucks. He can't find the issue list. He can't find out who won. He can't figure out who won on time for the show. Alright,
gamers. So the issues up for debate last week were the Johto starters, the Elon meltdown, cheap deaths in video games and stupid fucking bullshit ass math, bitch. And the winner, with the only 2 votes on the night, is stupid fucking bullshit ass math, bitch. So congratulations to our buddy Jason, the audio engineer, for being the victor of last week's episode. And now we do have a couple of voicemails to play. Demi Gloom, you wanna get ready to go and put the fucking ukulele away?
Yeah. I'm gonna play voicemails. Oh yeah, sure. I'll play the voicemails. Our first voicemail comes in from a very famous YouTuber that some of you may know, and we've had some strong opinions about him on the show. Here's his little voicemail here.
Hey, it's Mr. Girl here to accept Demi Gloom's request to debate about the age of consent. I personally think that the age of consent should maybe possibly.
What the fuck is he saying?
I can't understand a word he's saying other than age of consent.
Is that a child?
I think it might be.
That's definitely a child.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that this is our friend Insight Zoidberg, who is 15, so...
I'm 90% sure that it is. But
yeah, that was a famous YouTuber, Mr. Girl, of course. The real Mr. Girl.
Alright. Mr. Girl, please come on the Trigger Warning podcast.
No, please come on the Death Stream.
Come on the Trigger Warning podcast.
No.
Next voicemail comes in from a frustrated listener who has something to say.
Okay.
Okay, yes. I'm calling to complain about some of the excessive language Demi Gloom has been using as
It's Ian.
All of the fat shaming. It's really just degrading, you know, and it's kind of upsetting. There is kind of language spread these days, you know. It's sad. It's terrible. I mean,
I agree, Ian.
Can you guys just cut back on the harsh language? All right, have a nice day.
Demi Gloom, this random person who none of us are acquainted with in any way, really sounds like Ian.
Yeah, he kind of sounds like Ian, but not really. This completely random person who is not my little brother in any capacity has problems with my harsh language. And to that I say, suck a fat cock, you fucking bitch, motherfucker.
Can we get your not little brother on the finale and pretend he's Ian?
No.
Why not?
Because he doesn't know who Ian is, even.
That make it funnier.
No. I'm sure if he was my little brother, I wouldn't tell him about Ian.
give him an Ian lore lecture, like it's the PCP University.
He's gonna want me to pay him. He doesn't want to do that type of shit.
Yeah, that's fair. But anyway, I guess it's time to get into our issues for the night. And I'm gonna go ahead and usually the guest goes last, Eunice. So that's how it usually works. So we'll have you go after us two go. So Demi Gloom, what's your issue going to be tonight?
Listen, my issue is the cost of toys.
I agree. I would play a ding sound if I wasn't too lazy. Tell us more.
Fucking toys. Why are toys so expensive? Where can I buy toys for cheap? You know?
is there a store called Toys for Cheap?
No, there's not. Where can I buy toys for cheap? I don't know.
You go like to a Walmart website where you can buy sex toys? Is that the joke?
Asterios wrote a book called Toys for Cheap.
Oh, he did do that. I forgot about that book.
No, but where can I get toys for cheap? Nowhere, because toys are fucking expensive, bro. My largest issue, okay, is fucking Legos, bro.
Wait, what was the name of the issue? The price of toys, or
the cost of toys?
The cost of toys.
Sounds like a fucking movie, like dramatic movie. The cost of toys, rated R. Toys, man, fucking Legos, bro. Why are Legos so expensive? Why is a Lego City police station like $100 for some
Because the
shitty
Legos are the
small thing?
kings, and nobody wants the fucking Mega Blocks. Nobody's gonna.
But
People are
Mega
gonna
Bloks
pay.
had, but Mega Bloks has like Halo and Power Rangers and shit,
That's
and
fair. They
Mario.
do. They do have Power Rangers and Mario. Those are two good things.
But like they have fucking Call of Duty too. I think like they have like all these epic franchises, but
Are
they
there
suck.
Call of Duty Mega Block sets?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. But like they have like a lot of cool franchises that like Lego doesn't have. Although Lego has like almost everything else. Yeah, there are Call of Duty Mega Blocks. Lego is like one of the coolest toys ever, bro. Like you get to build shit that you want. It was Minecraft before Minecraft. Like it was so fucking epic. The coolest fucking toy, but it's so expensive. Like $20 gets you like the tiniest, shittiest, like little like vehicle, an excuse for a vehicle, and like one Lego guy. It's fucking bullshit. One Lego minifigure, one of those little mystery bags that comes with one Lego guy, is fucking $3.99. It's bullshit.
I think that all toys and all like collectibles should be like $5, and the fact that they're like 20 plus is sad.
Yeah.
Like,
And
who
the fact,
what kid, what parent's gonna buy that for their little snot-nosed kid who's gonna throw it against the wall and break it? Like, kids don't get good toys anymore most of the time because parents aren't gonna spend that much money on this fucking garbage. And I can't justify it. There's a lot of toys that I want that are super expensive that I just can't justify buying. Every time I walk in the store, I look at a Funko Pop, fucking $25. I'm like, this is really cute. Maybe I'd buy it if it was $10 less. But alas.
Yeah. $15 less. It should be $10 for a fucking Funko Pop. Are you kidding me? It's a little blob of fucking plastic with a face on it.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but I think, hold on, I think Eunice was going to say something.
No, I was just wanted to say that maybe it has something to do with the evolution of the economy as a whole, because I think right now companies are, and even, like your common denominator will just go to video games or PC games, apps. So I think toys are becoming a little bit obsolete, and therefore the toy production companies will have to just raise the prices.
That's an interesting perspective. I don't know how.
I don't know how things are going. In you guys are from the US, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here in Egypt, toys are becoming very obsolete. Unless you are poor, nobody's fucking with toys. Everybody now, even fucking toddlers are playing on their tabs, on their tablets, on their iPhones, on their PC or PS.
Right.
Or Nintendo,
if you go to the store, you see like babies and strollers on fucking iPads and shit. It's almost depressing.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how you look at it, but I'm just saying that, like every economy, some products just find themselves getting swept under the rug,
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. I think that toys have grown a level of obsolescence. I think the real thing about toys, right, and I think the reason why they're really expensive, here's the real perspective. I think this is why it's true. The primary audience of toys has flopped. The people buying toys now are fucking 40-year-old men with beards collecting fucking action figures and Funko Pops. Those are the people buying toys now. People buying
incels.
Fucking like Lego Death Stars. Yes, the incels, exactly. The toys are being marketed to incels, and they usually have minimum wage jobs that they could use to pay more money for them.
Incels.
So there you go, folks. Toys are for incels now. That's why they're so expensive.
Well, issue solved. We just need to get all men laid.
Yeah.
No more incels. Toy prices will go down.
Listen, I have a Power Rangers Lightning Collection action figure in my room, so they know their audience. Just what I'm going to say.
Old men jerking off on Omegle is their target audience now.
Yeah. Power Rangers Lightning Collection's fucking dope though. Like those are really high quality action figures.
Understandable.
I got one for Christmas. My mother got it for me. She got like a bunch of like random trinkets and shit, and she got me a Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure of the White Ranger from Dino Thunder, and I have him displayed in box on my dresser, and he looks pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I also
Pretty
have a bunch of
epic,
like
not
little,
gonna lie.
you know, those little toy guys that like you put them in the window, and then when the sun is out, the like head bobs.
No.
You've never seen those? Like the flowers, or like sometimes it's like a dog or something. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Kind of like a bobblehead, but not really.
Because I had decorated my windowsill with like a bunch of like plushies and toys that I just like had around, and my mother knew that I did that, so she bought me a bunch of those little solar head bobby trinkets. So now I have them up there, and it's cool. She also bought me some weird movie trivia game that I haven't opened, but
You should
maybe
play
maybe
that on a
I'll, I'll
podcast.
I'll crack it open someday. Yeah, to play it on a podcast exactly. What are, I guess, this is just like a fun side tangent to your issue. What are some of your favorite toys that you have, Demi Gloom?
Hands down, gotta be all the OG Ninja Turtle toys from like the 80s and 90s.
Hell yeah.
I have like a shit ton of those, and they're just super cool. I have like the sewer and the Technodrome and like a bunch of. I have like probably like over $1,000. Actually, definitely well over like $1,000, maybe over $2,000 in fucking Ninja Turtle shit that was passed down from my dad, as well as like bought on eBay over the years. Other toys that I have, I mean, I don't really have a lot of toys like that. Like, you know, like even like bring out anymore. I have like a big Link statue sitting next to me right now. I have a fucking plushies, I guess. I have my Yoshi plushie that I won in a claw machine that I'm kind of proud of.
Yo, imagine actually winning a claw machine. I can't
I
do
win
it.
those all the time. I'm good at claw machines.
Do they have I'm not gonna. I'm sure they have claw machines in Egypt. Are you good at the claw machines, Eunice?
Uh, if you can excuse my ignorance, what is that exactly?
Okay, so maybe they don't. So it's a
No,
machine.
maybe I just don't know the
That
word,
that's
so
possible.
maybe
So you
yeah.
find them in like arcades, and then those machines with like the toys in them, and there's like a claw, and you put in a quarter, and you try to like grab the toy with the claw.
Yeah. No, we don't have that.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go, folks.
but I totally get what you're talking about.
But yeah, I fucking hate claw machines. I can never do that. I think I got like a ball from one of them once, and that's like the only thing I've ever
A
won.
fucking ball. You got
Yeah,
a fucking
it
Family
was
Guy
there
ball or
was
a
there
Paw
was
Patrol ball.
there was literally a claw machine like full of balls, like at my local movie theater. That's one of they have like a tiny arcade, and one of the things they have a claw machine, and it's just full of balls. And I got a ball from the ball claw machine.
Lovely. They always have like some stupid fucking balls. They're always like Family Guy or Simpsons or like some stupid shit that you don't
I would love
care.
to have a Simpsons ball. That'd be fucking funny. What was I gonna say? Shit. Man, I want to go to the arcade again. That was fun. I went to my local arcade with Kevin and some of our other friends from work. And we had a good time, even though I got my fucking tokens stolen because I'm an idiot.
Damn.
I just like left them somewhere and forgot for like a minute, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I went back and they were gone.
Some kid at Chuck E. Cheese, like, I was like winning the shit out of this game, and like there's like tickets like spitting out of this motherfucker. So this like huge pile of tickets on the floor, like still coming out of this arcade machine. And I was like in the zone, you know what I mean? I wasn't even trying to protect my tickets. And this little fucker like snaps them off and then like runs off with my tickets. And I was like 9, maybe
You
10.
peeled out. You fucking went after him.
Yeah, and this kid was like 3 or 4, and I fucking chased him. I was like, "Bitch, give me my shit back!" And his parents were like, "Hey, give him back!" He got chewed out by his fucking dad. That was funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. That's Kevin did that when we went to the arcade. He found like this basketball game that he was like fucking prolific at, and they just like sat at that machine for like an hour and just got like tickets upon tickets upon tickets, and then I think that I don't remember what they redeemed them for. I think they got like a fucking like air hockey game or some shit. I don't remember. It was like I don't think it was very big winnings comparing to the amount of tickets that he earned. Because like to get good prizes, you had to get like 87 bajillion tickets.
To get good prizes, you gotta have like an insane amount of tickets. You gotta like play there like every day for like 3 years. I remember at this one place called fucking Rocky Rococo's that I went to. There was they had like a fucking Wii was their biggest prize, and this was
Yo.
2016. Like the Wii is out of style at this point, but it was like I think it was something like 40,000 tickets. It was like ridiculous. Oh shit, Riley.
Hey, what's up?
Vito said, "Ah man, I would, but I'm about to do a thing."
Ah, unfortunate. I'd say tell him come on next time, but he literally has a live stream show on Mondays specifically called Monday Night Grift, so I know he's busy on Mondays.
I told him to get back to us.
Okay.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah, I'm
But anyways.
sure. I mean, we're working on borrowed time, but we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, do we have anything else to say about the cost of toys or toys in general? Do you have any toys, Eunice?
No.
Fair,
I'm
fair
cool.
enough. Yeah, you're a better adult than either of us.
No, it's not that. It's just that when I was fucking with toys until I was like in 4th grade, and then I just got sucked into this whole PS vortex. I was a hardcore PS gamer and PC. But now I'm just a late 20s bookish person, so I stopped playing altogether. I'm becoming a very pseudo-intellectual, boring guy.
That's respectable. I think like my evolution is even worse because like I think I've just lost all attention span. So like I don't play as much video games anymore just because I can't like I can't do stuff for that long a time, but I will sit there and like watch YouTube videos, including YouTube videos of other people playing video games for very long periods of time. So I don't know what's wrong with me that I can't sit there and play a video game that I actually want to play for more than like an hour, but I can sit there and watch other people play video games for hours.
In this whole YouTube sphere thing, the only content that I really don't get is this gamers who just like play these games and can put some silly jokes in between or talking about nothing in particular. But I don't get the entertainment aspect of it even.
For me, it's like I don't watch like the guys who like just sit in front of their webcam and it's one guy and he's like, "Hey, I'm playing Five Nights at Freddy's." The ones that I watch are more like like groups of people who like sit down together and they just like shoot the shit like it's a podcast, but they're also playing a video game, and that's the appeal to me.
It's like most of the content that is published on Twitch is like that.
Yeah, I think it's fun when a group of like funny people sit down together and just like enjoy a video game and crack jokes about it. Like it's just a fun, wholesome content, which I try to do some of myself. Everybody go subscribe to Big Guy, Little Guy and watch me and Andrew do that.
Small guy, large guy.
Yep, that's it. But anyway, folks, are you done with your issue, Demi?
Yes.
So I guess I have to go. Now, folks, just to peel the curtain back a little bit, to do a behind the music, because I feel like Jason's gonna call me out when he edits this if I don't own up to my mistakes. So the reason why this episode is probably late, or if it's on time, you can thank Jason because he's a god. We're recording it on Wednesday night rather than the usual Monday, because on Monday night I got really high, and we tried to record and it was awful. So we stopped.
Release the weed cut.
Nah, the weed cut's gone. It's deleted.
No, there's no way it's deleted.
I deleted it myself.
You deleted? Did you delete it off of the Craig thing?
I deleted the weed cut. Okay, maybe it's still on Craig, but I deleted the OBS recording of the weed cut.
Send me the Craig link.
Perhaps. So I did an issue that night that was kind of like not well thought out. and it was mostly just me like fucking with Demi Gloom. But I have a more intelligible version of that issue that isn't quite as staunch and completely illogical. So my issue today is comment cowards.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, so
I definitely didn't know this is what you were going to say. I'm going to have the pretend fake natural reaction.
What? But, so when I say comment cowards, what I mean is people on the internet who, maybe they make some sort of content, maybe they might be controversial for one reason or another, and they make the choice to, a tweet or on a YouTube video, somehow limit or stop altogether the receiving of comments. I think that this is stupid in most cases. I understand there are exceptions to the rule, like, if it's like a kid or if there's like special circumstances. But I think in general, if you're a creator on the internet and you make a piece of content and you disable comments just because you don't want to like read a mean comment, God forbid somebody's mean to me, you're being a coward. You're being completely... Oh, go ahead.
I have a very funny anecdote about this. There was this meme that was like running amok in Egypt. It was like a screenshot from a channel, a Moroccan channel, and the screenshot. Okay, sorry. I'm a little bit of a handicap myself. I can't even talk. Okay. The screenshot ran like this. It was like a panel. People were talking. Like it was like a podcast, a video podcast, and the title of the video was "Freedom of Expression in the Moroccan Kingdom." And then, if you look at the comment bar, it was unlocked. It was locked. So people were like, okay, they're discussing freedom of expression, and they didn't even had the vein to just like let people comment on their channel.
Yeah, I don't have the freedom to express under this video about freedom of expression. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a very funny paradox. Yeah.
Yeah, that is really silly. And it's just, I see this everywhere. Like the reason this is, I was just inspired by this issue because Demi made like a post on Twitter just like introducing herself to, I guess, new followers, like she does like once every day, pretty much.
I've done this 3 times ever, Riley.
You've done this 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
That's not true.
But Demi Gloom just posts like, "Hi, I'm Demi Gloom. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a person on the internet." And then she fucking just completely disabled the comments, assumedly because she's afraid that somebody's going to show up.
No,
and be like,
I'm not afraid someone's going to be mean. I'm afraid that people are going to click on it and look at the comments and see things that are not fucking my links, which is what I want.
Demi Gloom, but I've tried to explain this to you. When you are making a tweet, everything you reply to it are the top replies because they become part of a thread. So when they click on your tweet, the first replies they are going to see are your links.
I wasn't aware of this when I made that, so fuck you. That wasn't my intention.
But anyway, yeah, I just think it's kind of silly. I know a lot of people who have done it. Even creators I like Trixie had that very famous, like, I'm going to put comments on my subreddit because comments shouldn't be part of the art. Like, that was kind of silly. Like, the YouTube has comments for a reason, and I think if you're a YouTuber, you should be able to stomach some fucking mean comments. And it's like, yeah, that was like my big thing that I disagreed with the PCP with. Like, I love a lot of those guys, and I love a lot of the stuff they have to say, but the whole like commenter rules thing was kind of like overly pretentious. I don't know if you feel the same way, Demi Gloom, or if you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that you have a right to not be criticized, like as an internet. You have a right to put things out and not be interacted with.
I don't think that should necessarily be true. I think that the nature of the internet is
Why do you care, Riley? How does it affect you?
Because I just
want to leave mean comments because you want to call me a tranny on my Twitter, and you're mad that you can't reply to that one tweet.
No, oh God, I wasn't gonna do that.
Like someone's gonna click on my page and be like, "I want to bully Demi Gloom today." Oh God, she has one fucking tweet that I can't reply to. This is literally 1984.
Literally 1984. No, but I think like if you're gonna post something on the internet, you should be ready to get negative interaction from it. And if you're going to just turn off your comments like a fucking cuck, then you're kind of silly, just a little bit wacky, I would say, personally.
Fuck you.
Harry Otter in this chat just said, Riley, stop cucking for Elon Musk. We're never going to Mars. Texas is due.
What?
Listen, the only reason I'm cucking for Elon Musk is because he's making Twitter a free speech platform. That's the only reason I can't. I don't give a fuck about going to space. I couldn't give a shit about Tesla or SpaceX. I couldn't give a shit about a single word that Elon Musk has ever said. The reason why I'm simping for Elon Musk is because he's gonna make Twitter a free speech platform, and that's based. You know what? Here's
What
my
if-
new. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. What if that was just like fake news?
Well, I'd be sad if that were true.
I don't trust Elon Musk. I don't trust any tycoon motherfucker, you know.
That's definitely understandable. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of broke our trust a little bit, but it's just like the leadership we had already sucked ass, so it's like it's not going to get any worse. So
Yeah, I agree.
If Elon buys Twitter and there's a chance it gets better, then it's like, okay, cool, that's based. And if it turns out he's just an asshole and nothing gets done, it's like, well, we're just back where we started. And so it's, there's not really much to lose, in my opinion. But regardless, the Elon Musk thing, I'm actually not that invested. I just think it's cool if he does make it a free speech platform. And also, to go with my issue, here's my prayer to Lord Elon Musk. Get rid of the turning off the replies feature. Just get rid of it. I remember a Twitter where that was not a feature and it was a beautiful place. Just get rid of it.
But some people just don't have the stomach to endure all the mean comments and the trolling, and I think they have a right to shut down comments if they feel like this will be their way to feel safe in the platform.
I definitely understand that sentiment, but at the same time, I feel like if you're going to post
especially,
on YouTube or
especially
Twitter,
women and transgenders, and because things can really get tough for them. I think you had your couple of bad experiences yourself.
Oh, I certainly have. I've gotten plenty of mean comments. I had like this whole arc where a bunch of people were bagging on me really hard, and I just thought it was funny.
Right, not everybody finds that funny. People have different different types of people have different emotional reactions to the same circumstances. You understand this, right? Other people are naturally more sensitive, and it's not their fault. You don't get to control what emotionally affects you.
Skin,
Yeah, but I think if you don't have this thick skin, you should probably avoid posting on YouTube or Twitter regularly.
But why? If you have an option to not receive criticism, who's being harmed?
I think it's freedom of expression. I think it kind of just gets in the way of that. I think if you're gonna make some bold claim on Twitter, if you're gonna make a YouTube video about something, other people should have the right to reply to it and comment on it with their opinions, even if their opinions are "fuck you, die." It's like, I just think people should have the freedom to say what they want. With certain limitations. There's obviously, there's community guidelines that would ban you from saying illegal shit at the very least. But I think beyond that, you should be able to comment on things on the internet how you want, unless in special circumstances, like it's kids, or if it's something being created for educational purposes in schools or something to that effect. I definitely understand.
Because I brought that up last time we recorded it, and then you got fucking killed.
Yeah, because I was really high and I thought it'd be funny to just be like, yeah, no, to keep comments on everything.
So you do disagree? You think we should be allowed to have comments off when it's like a teacher, like a ninth grade teacher?
That's
who
why I'm saying
kids?
That's why my issue is not like limiting comments on the internet like it was. It's comment cowards. It's specifically creators who are not like under any of those special circumstances that decide, you know what, I'm going to make this thing and I don't want anybody to be able to comment on it, so I'm just going to turn the comments off. That's cowardice. You're a comment coward, and that's what my issue stems from.
So I'm a coward, is what you're saying.
Yes, I am saying that you, Demi Gloom, are a coward.
Okay, I can't take comments, but you can't fucking go to the doctors and have them tell you have diabetes without freaking
Well,
out.
I'm going to the doctors tomorrow morning, and they probably are going to tell me I have diabetes. So,
damn, rip.
Rest in peace, Riely.
The moment you get diagnosed, you just drop dead. Start vomiting.
They say diabetes, and I just like fucking go limp.
No, really, don't go to the doctor.
So you completely disagree with this sentiment, Demi Gloom? Like you don't understand where I'm coming from at all?
I understand where you're coming from. I just think you're fucking stupid.
Fair. I guess I kind of understand the other side on this one. Like this is not a hill I'm going to die on my last breath.
Great, don't vote for him then, everybody.
Okay, fuck you. Argument. Shut up. But I think we all know who's going to get the votes here tonight, and we'll stay tuned. Yeah, I just think the internet should be a place with more freedom of expression, and I think the more we suppress that in even these little ways, the more it's just going to keep giving way. It's like kind of like, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. Is the turn of phrase that I would attribute to this. Like, first, it's fucking, you can turn off your comments on YouTube or Twitter if you want to.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Then it's just more freedom of expression gets suppressed.
You and your fucking slippery slope.
I remember a Twitter where that was just not a feature that existed, and it was fine. But then they made it, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I can't be mean to this person.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good thing.
No, it's not.
That's a good thing. Somebody who doesn't want you to be mean to them and you can't be mean to them, awesome. That's cool.
Nice,
that's a good thing.
Listen, okay, how about this? There is some people who shut down their comments on Twitter. Okay, this is bad, or, it's up for debate. But what about people who leave their comments open but shut down the retweet button? What do you think about that?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mean private in your Twitter
account? That's if you're private, yeah.
Yeah, I guess having a private Twitter account is okay, I guess. But like, I feel that's fine. Like, exactly, that the private Twitter accounts can stay. If you won't want people to comment on your shit, make a private Twitter account. There you go. That's the compromise.
You know what, Riely?
Understandable.
Sorry, I'm exhausted.
If you have a public Twitter account, you should be ready for the public to comment on your tweets.
You know what, Riely? I never thought I'd say this, but that point right, you just convinced me. Yeah, fuck all these people. Fuck limiting comments. You're right. You're right, Riely. For the first time ever, you're right about something that you disagreed with me on. Finally.
I've done it. Yay.
Vote for Riely. Man, fuck all these sissy ass bitches, man. I'm gonna start allowing comments on my fucking pinned tweet right now. I'm changing who can comment.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to reply. In celebration, everyone reply to my pinned tweet and fucking call me slurs. This is fucking awesome.
Maybe not. Maybe don't do that. But
you convinced me.
And death threats.
You see, that's illegal. That's something the TOS should stop. Is death threats.
Yes, I agree.
But if it's not illegal, it's just like, fuck you, idiot. You should be able to say it.
It should be against TOS unless it's really funny, okay?
I mean, death threats can be funny, but like,
death threats can be hilarious.
You should probably be ready to get banned if you make them. Okay, but anyway. So yeah, basically just don't turn off your comments if again, on YouTube too. If you're gonna make fucking YouTube videos and you expect to have an audience, don't fucking turn off your comments. Don't fucking ban people from your comments for disagreeing with you. So fucking stupid. Don't be a comment coward.
What about what do you think about blocking people for spamming the shit out of you?
I understand why people do it. I personally don't like blocking. I have done it in particular cases, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I have blocked people. But I think generally blocking people is kind of just stupid.
All right, Riely, is it cucked of me to block Dark Sappo, because Dark Sappo.
No, Dark Sappo is obsessed with fucking with you. He's a crazy man.
For you guys who don't know, all Dark Sappo does is comment, like, just spams every single app that I'm on. He just spams kill yourself, claim your sainthood, commit terrorist acts, and like threat, like illegal shit. He just constantly spams the shit out of my accounts saying that. So to the point where there was a time where you couldn't escape him if you went on any of my accounts. If you went on any of my shit online, all you saw was fucking all this like incel rant from this fucking guy. I cannot English today. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. Yeah, I think that's about all I need to say about comment cowards. You know, it's kind of annoying that people turn off their comments. I think it's kind of cowardice in a lot of cases. And you should vote this up. You should vote this issue up, and I should win. But anyway, Eunice, our special guest, it has come the time for you to bring in your issue.
Yeah, my issue is, putting it simply, it's conservatives' stupidity. It's the stupidity of fucking conservatives and conservative ideology as a whole.
Okay. Interesting. Based.
I agree.
Yep. Well, I will have to put things in context because I had a really complicated history with the conservative discourse online. I was first exposed to it back in 2016, post the Gamergate shit, you know. And, the first one who got me into this whole shit, you remember this meme of a guy? It was a YouTube channel called, his name was Davis Orini. Have you heard about him before?
No.
Okay, this was like a skinhead dude. He was like a MGTOW type, you know, MGTOW, men going their own way.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with MGTOW, yeah.
Yeah, and I accidentally stumbled upon him because, back in 2014, I have my Chuck Palahniuk phase, and he had a video reviewing Fight Club. But the video, in essence, was not about Fight Club, the novel at all. It was like how women are bitches, basically, and how men have to buckle up and put on their bootstraps, and be alpha and all that. And then the algorithm fucked me up. I then got to know, was exposed to the content of, the one and only Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad.
I know Sargon. I know that one.
Yeah, and of course, fucking sleazy Ben Shapiro.
Oh, but let's say, hypothetically.
And even Jordan Peterson. Okay, Jordan Peterson, I used to visit his channel. I knew his content before it was cool. It was like back in 2016 because he had these very old. I don't even know if you will find these old lectures right now on his channel. It was about the psychological significance of Dostoevsky and Nietzsche. And back then I was like a total Dostoevsky and Nietzsche stan. So anybody who created content about them, I just follow him. So I just listened to his very boring lecture. It was like he was like putting a camera on the classroom and he was just like talking and giving his lecture. It was just that. He was just like a boring professor giving a lecture, minus all his shenanigans and, all his theatrical way of talking that just appeared after the Bill C-16 stuff. And I was like, okay. And then 2016 happened. We had Gamergate, we had the SJW cringe compilation videos. We had Milo Yiannopoulos, of course. We had Donald Trump being elected to president, as the president of the United States. We had Pepe the Frog and all that stuff. And I was so
What
engrossed.
are
And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eunice, but I kind of want to know your
no, go ahead.
opinion on Pepe the Frog and what he symbolizes specifically. I want to know, do you think that Pepe the Frog is this conservative symbol that everybody says it is? And does it irk you? Does Pepe the
Well,
Frog upset you?
no, well, as far as I remember, in the beginning it wasn't like that. The Pepe the Frog was an offshoot of an older meme. Do you remember the frog meme on the bicycle, the dead boy? Here come that boy.
Yes.
Okay, so Pepe the Frog was basically an offshoot of this meme, and it was just Pepe the Frog crying. This was the beginning. And then the alt-right people, I guess, or some real guys on 4chan started to create their own version of Pepe. And then Hillary Clinton did the stupid things that she did, and she made a very big things out of it, and they grifted upon it. And they used this whole thing to their advantage, and it was true. But even what the right-wingers did with Pepe the Frog, it was linked to a very interesting back then way of dealing with memes. Have you heard of the mimetic magic types?
Magnetic magic?
No, not magnetic, mimetic. Have you heard of the mimetic magic
Mematic
discourse?
magic?
It's
No.
like
Please
yeah,
explain.
it's like using memes as a medium to create change in the material world. It's very
Oh,
autistic
okay.
cringe. It's very esoteric autistic cringe stuff, And it began with this meme about Ebola, the Ebola Chan. And
Oh, I
have you
remember
heard?
Ebola Chan.
Yeah.
I do a show with my buddy Mo Diggity and another one of our friends called the MoCast, and I remember we did a Corona episode in 2020, and the thumbnail is Corona Chan.
Yeah, but COVID is not as visceral as Ebola, so I don't think it could have been a very useful meme as Ebola Chan. But okay, the reasoning behind the creators of the Ebola Chan was like to people really began at the beginning of the pandemic in Liberia. They thought that the end times were coming, so they made this Ebola Chan stuff. It's like, okay, bring it upon.
Yeah,
Uh,
that certainly
and,
makes sense. I remember the Ebola panic really well. I was in middle or high school at the time, and I do remember just like the talk of the town was Ebola. Everybody was freaking out about Ebola, even though Ebola was not as big of an issue as people brought up. At least in the United States, I don't know what it was like in Egypt, but in the United States, Ebola was barely a factor. But yet, it was such a big talk of the town news cycle.
Here in Asia, people barely talked about it. It was a non-issue. I don't know why. And this got me thinking. I was like seeing all this online right-wing discourse about Ebola and the memes, but then I just saw here in a very African country, like Egypt, things were like it was like okay, too bad for them. And the problem was that okay, it was a pandemic, but it wasn't fast spreading as COVID, like the COVID virus, for example. So this whole fear of Ebola at the beginning was unwarranted. And okay, and here's the thing, and maybe this will be a hot take from someone coming from the third world, but I think this whole hysteria about COVID was due to the fact that it hit Europe and America. That wasn't the case for Ebola. So even if Ebola was like this very big thing in Africa, worldwide people didn't bother because it didn't affect them in the slightest. So
I don't think that's a
yeah,
very hot take at all. I think a lot of people would agree with you.
yeah, okay. But since we are talking about conservatives, I don't think they will take it very lightly.
Yeah.
Hashtag Western civilization, you know?
Oh boy, yeah.
Okay, to get back on track, I just followed all these people and all this discourse, and I was like, okay, maybe these people have sense. Because, you know, back then in 2016, most of these type didn't push for a conservative agenda. Okay, it was in the background, but they didn't talk about it openly. They were just like, we are all for free speech. We are all for liberty. We are all for defending Western civilization against the hordes of SJW degenerates and Islamo-fascists, you know.
Yeah, it is kind of a silly ideology.
Yeah, and how feminists are crazy and turning men into virgins, you
Well,
know.
I don't know about turning men
Yeah,
into virgins, but feminists
yeah,
are pretty crazy in a lot of cases.
yeah.
There
Okay,
are
okay.
there are
Look,
crazy feminists. I don't think feminists in general are crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's like most feminists are crazy, but like I can think of a lot of crazy feminist things that I've seen.
Yeah, me too. Fucking
yeah,
anything on
sure.
BuzzFeed. I think the left had really bad optics at that point too, which is why a lot of people were turning to the right. Like people on the left were just screaming and crying like little babies instead of actually like pushing for actual social changes with like logic and reasoning. It was
Yeah,
more
it's
like
true. It's true,
outrage.
and that's why I totally agree with Bret Easton Ellis when he called the millennial generation was.
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah, that's completely accurate, honestly.
yeah. Uh, but you know, okay, maybe the leftists had uh, their weak points back then, and they didn't handle with a lot of things very smartly or knowledgeably. But that doesn't mean that the conservatives type were like uh, right or like they're okay. Here's the thing: there's this. It's a thing to put to push for your own agenda and have your own political goals or ideological goals. That's totally fair. But my main problem with conservatives is that most of the time they don't fucking know what they're talking about in this fucking slightest.
Yeah.
It's like when they talk about how it's like okay, here's the thing. When they talk about when they're critiquing feminists that actually it's men who are disenfranchised now. It's like no. How
I
come?
mean, to an extent,
No, okay. Can I ask you how?
I think it's just the way that culture is kind of moving. It seems like rather than moving towards equality, there are a lot of women out there that are trying to flip the script and just make it the other way around. And I think they have been successful in a lot of regards. I'm not saying
In
the
what way have they
world
been
is
most successful?
Yeah,
ruled by
exactly.
women, but there are certain aspects, like I think the legal system favors women in a lot of
Okay,
cases.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly, exactly.
there's one good point that the MRAs have, okay? And that's fucking divorce court. The divorce court is fucked against men. But other than that,
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the real point that I wanted to deliver. If you look at the ideological basis behind all these legislations, it's fucking standard gender roles that stems from fucking patriarchy. It's not from feminism. If you actually read legit feminist theory, you will know that they won't go for all this shit. This shit stems from patriarchal values at
exactly.
core.
I 100% agree with you.
And
I can
that's
see
the
where you're coming
thing
from,
that
certainly.
conservatives don't fucking get. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it's like it's kind of hard for me because, like, conservatives take a lot of L's, but so do leftists. I lean left just due to some very specific issues that I care about, like trans issues and race issues, and it's just like so much of what's this is going to sound cringe to both other people in the room, but so much of what I've heard conservatives say is based. It's just like, why won't just stop being racist and transphobic, and then I'll like you.
Okay, what if
everything else you say is based, but
Like
just
what?
don't be racist and transphobic.
Yeah, exactly. Like what?
It's just like it's less. I feel like a lot of what the leftists say just kind of seems unrealistic, and like I've kind of as I've grown up, I was very much like an eat the rich, like borderline communist leftist, like a few years ago, and like
Yeah.
slowly over time, I've just kind of gone to that would never work. Our system is fine right now. Maybe we need to try to deal with the homeless epidemic and the hunger epidemic, of course. But I don't think that socialism is an avenue which is going to work. And I feel like for me, it's just like I don't know a lot about politics. That's my main issue. So like I don't really have much ground to speak. But just like
That's a classic American talking point. I heard it a lot. It's like people talk shit about socialism, then they tell you that they don't give a shit or don't know anything about politics.
Yeah.
I think it's becoming a little bit of a cliche, actually.
I think it's just I've become doomer pilled, where it's just like I don't.
Yeah.
Socialism would be based, but it seems to me like it would never work.
I'm a doomer myself, and I don't consider myself as a socialist, but I will differ on you on a very little point that okay, maybe socialism is like a fictionalized, idyllic way of thinking and handling politics. Maybe okay, sure, granted, but that doesn't mean that all the apologetics that the conservatives do for the status quo, be it like Western homogeny or capitalism and how it's the best system ever. No, it's not, and it
Well, I
can be
mean, it's
improved.
kind of like every system is flawed in its own way. Certainly, like socialism has its
Yeah,
flaws, capitalism has its flaws, everything in between has its flaws. I think
yeah,
where I
and
lean right more is just when it comes to like freedom of speech, right to just like constitutional freedoms. I am very staunchly for freedom of speech and of all things, and I
okay,
feel like the left is going against that.
but
But
don't
go
you
ahead.
think that conservatives do the same thing in their own platforms? Okay,
A lot of them do.
you,
A lot of that is true. A
okay,
lot of
okay.
them do.
Donald Trump does not believe in freedom of speech.
Even before the advent of the internet, do you guys remember what shit Marilyn Manson had to deal with back
Marilyn
in
Manson?
the Columbine post Columbine shooting?
I don't remember it because I wasn't alive, but I know about it.
Okay, I was a child back then, but I in my teens I was like a total Marilyn Manson stan. So
How old are
I
you in
have my
this? If you don't
information.
mind me asking.
No, totally. 28.
You're
Okay,
28 now?
you're higher up than
Yeah,
us.
really?
I'm 20. Demi Gloom is 17?
I'm 18.
18. Okay.
Oh, so I'm talking with based legit Zoomers, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the Zoomer cast.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. No, but you guys are pretty based, so
Thank you.
age doesn't matter.
Whoa.
But
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Be careful about what you say. Age doesn't matter.
no, I mean if we. Oh, okay, I I totally get it now. No, that's not what I meant. Okay, guys, don't cancel me, please.
Okay.
Fuck up, Demi. But yeah, I think overall it's just like there are a lot of completely stupid conservatives, but there are also a lot of completely stupid leftists. I just end up I haven't voted yet because last time there was a presidential election, I didn't have like real state identification yet, so I couldn't vote. But I probably would vote left just because there are a lot of important issues, like I said, that I won't move on that I lean left to. but I feel like there are a lot of like aspects of like of freedom as an American that I really care about that are more conservative leaning, whereas people on the left seem to be like trying to move away from free speech in a lot of ways. Like it was the Elon thing, kind of just accentuated that to me. Like there were so many like people on the left on Twitter like freaking out because Elon was going to make it a free speech platform. It's like, wow, you guys are just afraid of free speech, huh? That's really funny.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, maybe leftist people and woke school types are like a little bit crybabies online and want to block people and cancel them and all that jazz. But okay, let's talk about real shit here. When it comes to people that actually affects people's life. Okay, I think you heard about the abortion thing yesterday.
I did
Roe
hear
v.
about
Wade.
the Roe v. Wade thing. Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the main point that I wanted to deliver. Conservatives fuck people's lives up in a very direct and material way. And I think the abortion thing right here is like a deep infringement on people's and especially women freedoms. And just because they have the power, they get to do it and get away with it. And here's another thing that totally clarified to me how stupid conservatives are. They will be like, okay, we are against abortion because we are pro-life, and the baby, the fetus in the beginning weeks of pregnancy is a legit human being and all that stuff. Okay, granted, we will take your word for that. And maybe the pro-choice types have got it all wrong. Okay, fine. But then these same people won't even bat an eye if the same newborn children has been born in a poor family. They won't give him Medicare, they won't give him free public education, and they will just leave him fucking die. Or just
Yeah.
like living a fucking shitty life. And then they will blame him for it. It's totally nonsense if you actually think about it,
Yeah, certainly. And I'm having a little bit of an emergency, so I have to leave the room for just a moment. So, Demi Bloom, if you kind of want to give your take, if you agree with him or not, and I'll be right back. And I definitely do have stuff to say about this, so I'll be as quick as possible.
Yeah, I
Take your
agree.
time.
I think conservatives definitely just want to appeal to the the gut emotional reactions of people, and the average conservative isn't capable of thinking about the long-term ramifications of poverty. The average conservative is just thinking about very in the moment things such as an abortion or like a fetus, a fetus deletus, if you will. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that conservatives like are even capable of understanding like cause and effect. Like this causes this, which is bad because of this. Like they just really think about like one thing and like one action. They don't really think
Yeah,
about like the multi-step process of ethics.
and it makes sense if you see the bigger picture, because philosophically speaking, they are idealists. They don't process things in a materialist lens. So they won't even have the chance to get in touch with reality in the slightest, or give an accurate analysis of it.
Right. And they
Or
know
at
that
least that's
conservative like voters don't want an actual analysis. Conservative voters just want like one like thing that's really easy to get behind that they don't have to really think about. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's true. And conservatism is just like normie shit. It's like, okay, I don't know even if you remember this, but in the same era, in 2016 and beyond, there was like this hashtag of conservatism is the new punk. Do you remember
Yeah.
this?
Of course I remember this.
And I was like, how fucking so? Conservatism is like the status quo.
Conservatism is not edgy or countercultural in any capacity.
It's normie culture. It's mainstream
The only
establishment.
the only place where being conservative could be considered punk is like on a fucking college campus or like one of these very like concentrated like leftist spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, which has no fucking effect on actual reality, because
right.
it's very fringe, and because here in America, education is not that public and free, so these people are like a very fringe minority in the whole community of Americans, I think.
Right. The majority of our elected officials, Democrats and Republicans, are fairly conservative leaning and unwilling to actually push these progressive agendas that these conservatives convince themselves the world is behind. I think it's frustrating.
It's true, and even the Democratic Party is just using these talking points just for the elections.
Yeah,
But deep inside,
the Democrats are
yeah, there's
conservative at
definitely a
heart.
lot of shit that Democrats say that they don't do. That's definitely true.
Well, that's kind of all politicians, but like with Democrats, is they pay a lot of lip service to progressive social issues, but they don't actually like run the country from a progressive viewpoint. I think there's only a very small amount of like candidates or elected officials I could name that I think actually have any sort of genuinity behind their beliefs. Of course, I'm going to vote for somebody who, pretends to care about my issues over somebody who...
I'm going to vote for somebody who isn't Donald Trump over...
Yeah. I'm going to vote for somebody who pretends to care about me than somebody who like just overtly is like bigoted against me. But I don't know. There's so many people, like, I would probably rather vote for like a libertarian than Joe Biden at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And just to give my take on the whole Roe v. Wade thing, which me and Mo got into it a little bit on Curious Kingdom, which you people will hear soon. But yeah, I think it is a real shame that that's something that's being repealed. Obviously, I've kind of my stance on abortion has kind of been shaken over time. Like I was never against it 100%. But I was always kind of like, well, it is kind of like not cool. Like it's definitely something you really should not do if you can avoid it. Which, like, I don't think it should just be used as a form of birth control, mostly just because that's silly. Wear a condom, idiot. But I think, yeah, if you need to have an abortion, have an abortion. And I also think that, I know this is like, a lot of like cringe super liberals say it, but I do agree with the sentiment. I really truly don't think that men should be making laws about women's bodies.
That's so see, but I don't agree with that statement. I agree with the sentiment behind it, but like what if a man was pro-choice? You could say the same thing.
But like I'm saying, they're standing against like this majority of women that want to have the right to have abortion.
Okay, well, I don't think abortion should be legal after 18 weeks because the fetus develops consciousness. It develops a sentience. But I think men should be allowed to tell women, like, no, fuck you, after 18 weeks, this is literally murder. So I think men should be able to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you have to be a woman to understand.
No, obviously it's not 100% literal. I'm just saying sentimentally I understand that phrase and I agree with it in a lot of ways.
I think it has more.
It's more nuanced than
yeah.
No man should ever make a law about a woman's body, but just like
I think the actual
sentiment of women should have like the power in this case.
See, I think the sentiment is like it's more about like the societal like patriarchy that's in place and saying that we no longer need these men to sit around and not listen to us and make uneducated decisions based on like, gut emotional reactions. We need like actual it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth saying men shouldn't make laws. It just comes off as anti-male, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, and I obviously don't like anti-male sentiment, but I think just like at the end of the day, no, the men, just men, again, yeah, like men sitting around not listening to what women have to say at all and just being like, oh, let's decide ourselves what we should do in this situation. It's like, yeah, maybe not.
What shall we allow whores to do? Nasty sluts. Disgusting women.
That's what they're saying.
Subhumans. Femoids. That's what all politicians are saying.
I guess
as they twirl as they villainously twirl their mustache.
I'll bring this up to you, Debbie, and I assume it's probably just like conservative bullshit. But I brought it up to Mo as well, and I kind of just want to talk about it just because I read it and I was like, perhaps. I did the Peter Griffin perhaps thing.
Perhaps.
So let me read this weird take I found about the Roe v. Wade thing in the fucking Dick Show game night server.
God.
Which is just like this
most reliable of places.
The Dick Show game night server. A user named Anarchist Bunny, who I have no idea who they are. I've never interacted with them, but I'm giving them proper credit. They said, everyone focuses on Roe v. Wade, but Rackets, being Nick Rekieta, has said for years now that there's a more recent decision that protects abortion. Roe v. Wade was about medical privacy. So abortions will still be protected. Vaccine status will not.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think that's not what Roe v. Wade is. Roe v. Wade is the right to have... I don't know. That sounds like...
Yeah, I think it had something to do with both abortion and medical privacy, but what this person is surmising is that there's a more recent Supreme Court position to protect specifically abortion.
Okay, guys, I have a question for you. Since both of you... I think it's safe to assume that both of you are transgender, right?
No.
I'm transgender, he's not.
I'm a straight white male, my friend. Born and raised.
Born and raised. Straight white male.
His username is Riely, so I thought maybe
Riely is both genders. It's an agender name.
Okay. Forgive my ignorance.
No problem. No problem at all.
Okay, I will just ask, what's your name
Demi.
again?
Demi.
Demi, okay, I will ask you, Demi. Since we are talking about conservatism and their stupidity, what do you think of Blair White?
I think Blair White is in Uncle Tom. I think she's fucking stupid. She constantly apologizes and advocates for the oppression of her own people for clicks and money. And she's one of those trans women that, has been fully accepted by society as a woman because she's, fortunately for her, she is very beautiful. She looks like a cis woman. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell she was trans at a first glance. And so she is very privileged. Not that means she doesn't struggle as a trans person. Not to say like trans people who pass don't face any hardships, but she does come from a privileged standpoint, and she does try to speak on behalf of all trans people, which I feel like she isn't able to do. And she does. I think she definitely spouts a lot of transphobic rhetoric because people want to hear that from a trans person. People want to hear trans people sort of affirm their bigoted ideologies. So they can say, even this trans person agrees with me. That's how ridiculous you people are.
Yeah. And I think deep inside she's just a grifter. She just look for money and fame. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. Because she doesn't seem to have any like sort of consistent worldview. She kind of just spouts whatever is on her mind. Whatever, like, it just really seems opportunistic and like she doesn't actually care about anything.
Remember the beef that she had with this another Uncle Tom in the conservative camp, Candace Owens?
I'm not aware that she had a beef with Candace. Did Candace Owens
Yeah, she had. Yeah, you have just if you have a search on YouTube and type Candace Owens versus Blair White in the Rubin report, you will find this long ass video of them just like catfighting on camera, basically. And Dave Rubin tried to mediate in the beginning, and then he completely failed at it. They were like, yeah, it was pretty harsh. And before even beginning the episode, when Rubin was presenting them, and he was like saying we have two women who have different points of views, Candace Owens cut him off and told him, okay, no, I'm not okay with it. This is a grown-up man and I'm a woman. So don't use the she pronouns to her. and it
Oh,
was
damn.
yeah, and Candace was and Blair was like, she acted like she didn't hear it and just jumped into the
Yeah, she never cares. I've seen her on like
yeah
debates with people, like being like really friendly to people who are like literally misgendering her and calling her like slurs and stuff. Like
yeah.
she,
She thinks like
Based?
that she
shut up,
is
Riley. Riley's joking. He doesn't actually think that's based.
Wait, I don't think
no,
it's
it's
based
true.
that she chooses to be friendly with people who are mean to her. Yes, I do. Of course, I don't know enough about Blair White to say that she is based. I'm just saying
Okay,
that
well, in the
particular
context,
aspect
the thing is,
is
she
based.
constantly advocates for the oppression of her own people, and the fact
Okay,
that she's like
that's not cool.
she's acting very bipartisan with people, and like, and not when I say debate, I mean like people who are like on her side or like insulting her, and she's like remains on their side, and it's very frustrating.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. I'm just saying, like, if a trans person like you, Demi Gloom, if you just were like somebody was like misgendering you and calling you slurs, and you were just like, "Yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing?" Like that would be based. But I don't know enough about Blair White to say if that's the case here.
I used to be like that, but I just like stopped trying to, have cordial interactions with people who are, transphobic like that. I just don't find it very productive unless I'm in a very specific like debate kind of setting. Then I will, but like generally speaking, I don't waste my time with that.
I think we built true camaraderie with SpongeBob Israel Pants and the
No,
gang.
camaraderie is the last word I would use to describe what I have with SpongeBob Israel Pants. Thank you very much.
That was a beautiful day. But anyway, I want to deliberate for too terribly long, but I definitely don't want to take the wind out of Eunice's sails either. So, Eunice, if you have more to say, definitely do go ahead and say it. I'm not trying to stop you.
No, it's fine. The last thing that I will have to say is this is for the trans community. Uh, Stop talking logic with conservatives. I think you need to be more provocative. You need to be okay.
Yeah.
You guys need to act like the gays back in the 80s and the
Fuck,
90s.
fuck yeah.
You have to tell them, yes, we are fucking degenerates. Yes, we are men, and we want to do it because we want to do it. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you. We'll do what we
I think
want.
that's I think that's the attitude that needs to be taken, because they won't hear to the logic behind it. They don't fucking care. They don't see you guys as people in the first place. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm completely talking out of my ass, but this is my gut feeling.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. I think there's a place for both, but it depends. I think there are some people that can be saved with logic and some people who can't be saved with logic.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's certainly true. That's definitely fair. Anything else anybody in the room wants to say?
Nope, not really.
Uh, Fuck, I've remembered it the whole time. What the fuck is his name again? Eunice. I'm bad with names.
Yeah,
I almost remembered it the whole time.
no
Anything else,
worries, no
Eunice?
worries, no worries, my friend. No, I think I have finished. I think I have delivered the point. If you guys have any questions to me, I'm totally open to.
Do you want to give your Twitter at if any of our listeners want to ask you any questions?
Okay, so it's Eunice the cat.
Okay, and that's Younis, the cat, correct?
Uh, yeah.
All right. Well, folks. I think this has been a good one. I do thank you all for listening to Largest Issue in the Galaxy. So to just go over the plans again, I guess you could say this is kind of the last, like, regular episode of Largest Issue in the Galaxy. Because we've got, plans for the rest of them. Next episode, we'll do the issue redo special, the final issue redo special, which I'm pretty sure Andrew still doesn't know is the case, so I should probably tell him. and, and then we'll do our 2-part finale, and that'll be the end of the show. So stay tuned, folks, for Largest Issues, the demise, and then the lead into our new show, which hopefully anybody who is actually invested in this stupid show will jump ship into the new one. And I think this is maybe one of our best episodes. I had a really good time here tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had a very good time also, and I'm very honored to appear with you guys on the pod.
Hell yeah. And we're honored to have you. But all right, folks, thank you all for listening. Let's go around the horn, plug our stuff. We already had Eunice plug his Twitter. Is there anything else you have that you want to plug, Eunice?
No, I'll just say that people, you need to keep an open mind. You need to don't believe anything you hear or read. Try to make a little bit of an effort until you make up your mind about anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right, folks. What about you, Demi Gloom? Where can our listeners find you?
Is my YouTube channel in the description yet?
No, nothing is in the description
Fuck
for
you,
Large Tissue. So.
asshole. Okay. Look up Demi Gloom on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. I'm working on video essays, guys. They're gonna happen at some point. At some point in the future,
You've been saying that for years.
I know. It's been over 2 years.
Procrastination is king.
But look up Demigloom, DEMIGLOOM. You can also find me at Demigloom, DEMIGLOOM on SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, where I post various things there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, can I find your pod on Spotify?
Yes,
you can.
You can. Go ahead and look up. It's going to be the Riely Podcast Mega Feed.
With RIELY. I could send you a link, actually.
Yeah, send him a link.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And don't forget, guys, when you post the episode, don't forget to mention me or send it to me,
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. As for me, where you can find me is what I just mentioned, which is the Riely Podcast Mega Feed. That's basically my central hub. You can find a bunch of the podcasts that I make there and everything else that I do, including, my YouTube channel, my Twitch, my Twitter, stuff like that, is linked in the description of the feed. So yeah, check out the Riely Podcast Mega Feed, anchor.fm/Riely Mega Feed, or the Riely Podcast Mega Feed on your platform for podcasting of choice. And yeah, that's about it, folks. My issue, thank you for listening. My issue was comment cowards.
My issue was the cost of toys.
My issue was conservative stupidity.
And we'll see you guys next time for the issue redo special before our finale. Goodbye.
Killing bugs.
Bye.
You can't do that again. We already did that twice.
But it's a redo special.
No, but you already did that on the other redo special. You can't do that again.
I'm going to bring it in on the redo special and the finale.
Yes. Oh, God, no.
Wartime.
Right. Good night, folks.